The hum of the starship filled the cabin as Jalen stared out at the blackness of space. Stars streaked past, as if the universe itself were racing along with him. For most of his life, he had been a simple pilot and engineer, moving supplies between colonies and outposts. He liked the quiet of space, the hum of machinery, and the calm rhythm of the stars. But today, he felt a tension he could not shake. Something about this trip felt different. The mission was simple, or so it seemed. The Galactic Supply Authority had asked him to deliver essential equipment to a remote, uncharted system. No explorers, no major colonies, just a lonely outpost where a small alien species had been recently discovered. Jalen had flown to strange places before, but this system was different. There were no scans, no maps, and no information on what or who he might find there. "Relax, Jalen," said Merrick, his co-pilot. "It's just another delivery. No pirates, no storms, just a straight run through empty space." Jalen nodded but did not reply. He felt a strange pull, as if the stars themselves were warning him. Still, he forced a smile. "Yeah, you're probably right." Hours passed in silence, broken only by the soft beeps of the ship's console. Then, suddenly, alarms blared. Red lights flashed as the ship shook violently. "Something's hitting us!" Merrick shouted, his voice tight with fear. Jalen's fingers flew over the controls, stabilizing the ship as much as he could. The sensors showed a fleet of small, fast alien patrol vessels converging on them from all directions. Jalen had seen a lot in his life, but he had never met this kind of craft before. They moved like predators, silent and precise. "Evasive maneuvers!" Jalen barked. "We have to get out of here!" The ship dove and twisted through the void, narrowly avoiding laser fire that tore across the metal hull. Sparks flew in the cabin as systems began to fail. Every instinct he had as a pilot told him that they could not outrun these attackers. They were trapped. Merrick's hands shook as he tried to maintain the ship's shields. "They're everywhere. Jalen, we're going to—" Jalen cut him off. "Not yet." He had an idea. He aimed for the nearest uncharted planet, hoping to use its atmosphere for cover. "Hold on! I'm going in!" The ship screamed as it plunged into the planet's thick blue-green clouds. The atmosphere was dense and wild, twisting the ship with violent turbulence. Lightning flashed in the clouds outside, illuminating massive forests and towering mountains below. Finally, the engines gave out. The ship crashed in a clearing, the impact throwing Jalen and Merrick against the walls. Smoke and fire filled the cabin. When it cleared, Jalen checked Merrick. His co-pilot was alive but shaken. "Everyone okay?" Jalen asked, coughing from the smoke. Merrick nodded weakly. "I think so. But the ship—" Jalen shook his head. The ship was badly damaged, useless for the moment. They had survived, but they were stranded on a planet with no communications, no way to call for help, and no idea what waited for them. They stepped outside. The world was unlike anything Jalen had ever seen. Giant trees with translucent leaves swayed in a gentle wind. Strange animals, neither predator nor prey, watched them from a distance. The air was rich and heavy, with scents that made the head spin. And then he saw it, a figure moving among the trees. It was an alien. Tall, elegant, with long limbs and skin that shimmered faintly in the sunlight. Its eyes were large and intelligent, studying them with curiosity. The alien made no move to attack, but it radiated a sense of authority, as if it were the guardian of this world. Jalen froze. This was not what he had expected. He had thought the planet might be empty or home to simple creatures, but this was intelligent life, and they were not alone. The alien stepped closer, its voice a melodic hum that Jalen could somehow understand. "You are not from here," it said. Its words were strange, but comprehension came naturally, as if the mind itself translated them. "No, we're travelers," Jalen said slowly. We came by accident. Our ship crashed. The alien studied him carefully. Its eyes were deep pools of wisdom and curiosity. You carry something inside you. Something rare. Jalen frowned. He did not understand. What do you mean? You are a gift, the alien said simply. Not for this world alone, but for all of us, Jalen swallowed. His heart pounded. He had not expected to be a hero, a savior, or a gift of any kind. He had come here to deliver supplies, and now his life was tied to a species he barely understood. Merrick looked at him nervously. Jalen, what does it mean? Jalen shook his head. I don't know yet, but I think we're about to find out. The alien motioned for them to follow. Come, it said. There is much to see. There is much you must understand. The future of my people may rest with you. Jalen hesitated. The weight of the words sank into him. He had survived countless journeys, faced dangers he could not name, and seen worlds humans had never dreamed of. But nothing had prepared him for this, meeting a living species that depended on him in ways he could not yet understand. Still, he took a deep breath and stepped forward. Merrick followed, glancing nervously at the strange forests and glowing plants. Above them, the sky seemed endless, a vast canvas of possibility and danger. Jalen knew one thing for certain. His life had changed forever. A simple delivery had turned into something extraordinary. He was no longer just a pilot. He was part of a story bigger than himself, one that would shape the lives of countless beings, human and alien alike. Jalen followed the tall alien through the dense forest, his boots crunching against soft, moss-covered ground. Every step he took felt strange, as if he were walking in a world that was alive in ways he could not fully understand. The alien moved, gracefully, its long limbs bending easily around the trees. Merrick struggled to keep up, stumbling over roots and low-hanging vines, his fear growing with every step. This place, it's incredible, Jalen whispered. The air shimmered with faint light, and the plants seemed to glow from within. Strange creatures scurried in the underbrush, but they didn't approach. They seemed to know they were guests in a sacred space. The alien finally led them to a clearing. In the center stood a city unlike anything Jalen had ever imagined. Buildings rose from the ground like natural growths, twisting elegantly toward the sky. The structures were smooth, shimmering with colors that shifted as sunlight touched them. Bridges of crystal-like material connected the buildings, arching over sparkling streams and waterfalls. The city pulsed with a quiet energy, alive yet peaceful. This is amazing, Merrick said, awe in his voice. The alien glanced at them. This is our home. You will see that we live in harmony with this world. Every building, every tree, every creature, everything has its place. And everything is connected. Jalen studied the alien carefully. I don't know if I understand yet. You said I carry something rare. What do you mean? The alien's eyes softened. Your species is strong, adaptable, and resilient. You carry life in ways our genetics cannot produce alone. We have been searching for a chance to survive, to grow beyond our limits. You may be the key. Jalen felt a chill. You mean, you want me to help your species? Yes, the alien said simply, but not just in the way you imagine. Our people are special, but fragile. Without new blood, without your contribution, our line may end. You may be essential. Merrick swallowed hard. Essential? For what? How? The alien gestured to the city around them. Our children, our future. It depends on union with your kind. It is not only biology, but a bond of trust, understanding, and respect. You will see soon. Jalen's mind raced. He had traveled the stars, fought through dangerous situations, and faced strange creatures. But nothing had prepared him for this. He had never imagined being part of another species' survival, and yet he felt a strange pull inside him, a sense of responsibility he could not ignore. The alien motioned for them to follow deeper into the city. As they walked, Jalen noticed the other inhabitants, tall, graceful, with features both familiar and alien. They moved with precision and grace, and their eyes showed intelligence and curiosity. Children played near streams, laughing in a language Jalen could not understand, yet it sounded musical and soothing. They entered a large hall, its ceiling high and shimmering with light. The walls were alive with patterns that shifted slowly, telling stories of the past. The alien guided them to a central platform. "You will meet our council," the alien said. "They will explain more about your role." Jalen stepped forward nervously. The council consisted of 5 elders, each taller than a human, with eyes that seemed to look directly into his thoughts. One of them spoke, its voice deep and resonant. "You are Jalen," it said. "We have observed your kind from afar. Your genetics, your strength, your resilience, all are extraordinary. Our future depends on the choices you will make here." Jalen swallowed. I don't know what to say. I didn't come here to be part of this." The elder's gaze softened. "You did not choose this place, but you were chosen. Our species faces limits. You are not a threat. You are a gift. We do not take this lightly. If you agree to help, you will not only secure our survival, you will also become a part of something greater than yourself." Merrick shifted uneasily beside him. "Jalen, are we really supposed to do this?" Jalen looked around the hall. The aliens were peaceful, yet their words carried the weight of generations. He felt a strange warmth in his chest, a desire to protect these beings who trusted him so fully. I don't know yet," he said finally, "but I want to understand. I want to see your world, and your people." The council nodded. "Then you will learn. And as you learn, you will see the depth of the bond that is possible. But remember, your choice matters. Our survival may rest on it." Over the next few hours, the aliens showed Jalen and Merrick their daily life. Humans could not imagine the harmony of this society. Every action had a purpose. Every individual contributed to the whole. Even the youngest children were taught respect for life, balance, and knowledge. Jalen watched and felt a growing connection. There was wisdom in their ways, and a beauty in the way they lived. He realized that these beings were not just alien, they were extraordinary, and now he was part of their story, whether he wanted it or not. That night, Jalen lay under the alien sky, stars stretching endlessly above him. He thought about his life, his choices, and the strange pull he had felt since arriving. For the first time, he understood what it meant to be responsible for more than himself. The alien who had guided him sat nearby. "Rest now," it said softly. "Tomorrow you will learn more about our bloodline and why you are essential to it." Jalen stared at the stars. He did not know what the future held, but he felt a spark of determination. He would learn, he would understand, and he would do what he could to protect these people. For the first time, he realized that his journey was no longer just about a starship or a delivery. It was about life, alien life, human life, and the bond between them. And somehow, he felt ready. Tomorrow, his life, and the life of an entire species, would change forever. The sun rose slowly over the alien city, casting soft golden light on the shimmering buildings. Jalen stood at the edge of the ceremonial grounds, his heart pounding in his chest. Today, he would learn why the aliens had called him essential, why they had brought him here, and what it truly meant to be part of their bloodline. Merrick stood beside him, looking pale and nervous. I don't know if I can do this, he whispered. I'm just a human. We're not supposed to... Jalen put a hand on his shoulder. I don't know either. But we've come this far. We have to understand their world before we can make any choice. The ceremonial grounds were breathtaking. Towering, crystalline pillars rose from the ground, reflecting the sunlight in dazzling patterns. Pools of water shimmered like liquid glass, and the air vibrated softly, as if the planet itself were alive. The aliens moved gracefully across the platform, their robes flowing like liquid color. A tall alien stepped forward, the same one who had first guided them through the forest. "Welcome, Jalen," it said. "Today, you will witness the heart of our people. You will see why your presence is not a coincidence, and you will decide whether you are ready to take part in our future." Jalen nodded, though he felt a mixture of fear and awe. He had faced danger in space countless times, but nothing had prepared him for this moment. The alien led them to a chamber at the center of the platform. Inside, bioluminescent plants lined the walls, giving the room a soft, magical glow. Air smelled sweet and fresh, unlike anything Jalen had known. At the center of the chamber stood a circle of elders, their eyes glowing faintly. "You understand why you are here?" the lead elder said, its voice deep and calm. "Your genetics are unique. Your species is strong, adaptable, and resilient. We have reached a point where our own genetic diversity is limited. Without your contribution, our line may fail to continue." Jalen swallowed hard. I don't know what to say. I never expected this. I came here by accident. I don't even know your people well enough." The elder nodded slowly. "That is true. But your presence was not accidental. Your courage, your intelligence, and your resilience have brought you here. You carry the potential to give life to our bloodline, but it is not a decision to take lightly. This is not just biology. It is trust, responsibility, and respect." Merrick shifted uncomfortably. "So, what exactly do we have to do?" The elder looked at him kindly. "You must participate in our ritual. It is not harmful, but it is sacred. It binds the future of our species to your presence. You will witness the strength of our people, and in turn, you will be understood by them. Only then can you make your choice." Jalen took a deep breath. "I'm ready, I think." The elder motioned for him to step into the center of the chamber. As Jalen did, the others formed a circle around him. Soft music filled the room, not from instruments, but from the sound of the air itself vibrating in harmony. The alien who had guided him raised its hands, and a soft light enveloped Jalen. "You will see your connection," it said. "You will feel the responsibility and the bond. Let it guide you." Jalen closed his eyes, feeling warmth spread through his body. It was not uncomfortable, but powerful. He felt a connection to the air, the ground, the water, and the aliens surrounding him. It was as if he could sense their history, their struggles, and their hopes. Every joy, every sorrow of their people flowed into him. He gasped, overwhelmed by the sensation. He had never felt anything like it. He could feel their need for survival, their desire for growth, and their hope that he could help them continue. The weight of it was immense, yet it was not frightening. It was inspiring. The alien beside him spoke softly. "Do you understand? Now? You are part of our future. You carry the hope of generations." Jalen opened his eyes. The elders smiled gently, their expressions full of trust. He realized that this was more than a ritual. It was a gift. They were not asking for control or obedience. They were asking for partnership. Merrick watched silently, understanding dawning on his face. They really do trust you," he said. "All of them." Jalen nodded, feeling a new sense of purpose. I will do what I can. I'll help your people." The lead elder stepped forward. "Then the pact is recognized. You are now bound to our bloodline, not by force, but by choice. This bond will allow our species to thrive. It will allow life to continue in ways neither our people nor yours could imagine alone." Jalen felt the words settle inside him like a seed taking root. He understood the responsibility he had accepted, not just to the aliens, but to the future. He had become a part of something far larger than himself. Outside, the sun reached its peak, shining down on the alien city. Jalen looked around and saw the people going about their day, children laughing, elders teaching, and adults working in harmony. For the first time, he felt that he truly belonged, not just as an outsider, but as a part of this society. The alien, who had guided him, smiled. "Rest now," it said. "Tomorrow, you will see the first signs of your bond's effect. You will understand how your presence changes our world." Jalen lay under the soft light of the chamber, thinking about the path ahead. He knew challenges would come, that responsibilities would weigh heavily on him, but for the first time, he felt ready. He was no longer just a traveler lost in space. He was a part of a living, breathing society, bound to them in ways he had never imagined. And deep down, he knew that this was only the beginning. His life, and the life of an entire alien species, would never be the same again. The days passed quickly on the alien planet. Jalen was no longer a stranger. He walked among the citizens, learning their language, customs, and ways of life. Every day brought new surprises. He marveled at the precision of their agriculture, the elegance of their technology, and the harmony with which they lived. Yet, he also noticed subtle challenges. For one, the bond he had formed during the ritual was changing him. His body felt different, almost lighter at times, and he found that he could sense emotions and intentions around him more clearly. When children laughed, he could feel their joy as if it were his own. When an elder frowned in concern, he could sense the worry deep within their hearts. It was both beautiful and overwhelming. Merrick observed him with a mix of awe and unease. "Jalen, are you feeling this too? The way the air, the people, they react around you?" Jalen nodded. "Yes, it's like I'm connected to everything. Here. I can sense their thoughts, their fears, even their hopes. It's intense." The aliens explained that the bond was natural for their species' ritual, but it was unusual for a human. "Your presence," the lead elder said, "amplifies the harmony of our society. It strengthens our bloodline and our community, but it also makes you vulnerable. You feel more than a human usually would." Jalen understood. The bond gave him insight, but it also made the weight of responsibility heavier. He could not ignore the struggles of the people, nor could he step away from their problems. One day, while walking through the crystal forests, Jalen noticed a small crowd gathered near the edge of the city. A group of alien children had wandered into a deep ravine and were trapped by rising water from a sudden rainstorm. Panic rippled through the bystanders. Without thinking, Jalen ran. He leapt across slippery rocks and grasped a child's hand just in time, pulling them to safety. One by one, he rescued all the children, using a combination of human instinct and the awareness granted by the bond. When the last child was safe, the aliens surrounded him, eyes wide with admiration. "You saved them," one elder said softly. "Your courage and connection ensured their safety. This is the power of the bond. You do more than live among us, you protect us." Merrick clapped Jalen on the back. "I knew you were strong, but this is incredible." Jalen shook his head. "It's not me alone. It's the bond. I feel them. I know what's happening before it becomes a disaster. That's why I could save them." The elder smiled. "You are learning quickly, but there will be greater challenges. Outside forces may not accept our union with your kind. Rival clans, explorers from other systems, they may see our bloodline as a weapon or a threat. You must prepare for this." Jalen felt a chill. He had never imagined that outsiders could find and threaten this peaceful society. "I'll do whatever it takes to protect them," he said firmly. The next challenge came sooner than expected. Strange ships appeared on the horizon, sleek and black, scanning the city. The aliens were tense. "They have come from a distant system," the elder said. "They do not understand our ways. They may attack if they sense what is happening. Here." Jalen studied the ships. "We need a plan. I know tactics humans use in battle. They rely on speed, unpredictability, and coordination. We can use that knowledge to keep everyone safe." Over the next hours, Jalen worked with the aliens to create defensive strategies. They positioned barriers, used natural camouflage, and prepared decoys. The humans' ingenuity, combined with the aliens' advanced technology, made them a formidable team. When the enemy ships approached, Jalen's plan worked. Using the terrain and clever misdirection, they avoided conflict and convinced the intruders to leave. The aliens cheered, their respect for Jalen growing with every moment. Later that night, Jalen walked through the glowing streets, reflecting on everything that had happened. He realized that being part of this society was not just about survival, it was about guidance, courage, and leadership. The bond had given him abilities beyond his normal human limits, but it also demanded responsibility. The alien who had guided him approached. "You are growing stronger," it said. "You are learning to balance human instinct with the connection you now share with our people. That is why you were chosen. You are not only a protector, you are a teacher, a guide, and a father in ways you cannot yet imagine." Jalen looked at the glowing city around him, the families, the children, and the elders. He felt pride, but also humility. I don't know if I can do all of this, but I will try. I have to." The alien placed a hand on his shoulder. "That is enough. The bond does not demand perfection. It only asks dedication. You are learning, and that is what matters." As the night deepened, Jalen sat under the alien sky, watching stars sparkle like diamonds. He thought of the distant human worlds he had left behind, and yet he no longer felt separated from them. He realized that his journey was bigger than a single species, bigger than a single planet. He was part of a future that blended human ingenuity with alien wisdom. And though he knew more challenges would come, he also understood one important truth. He was ready to face them. The bond had taught him that courage was not about fighting alone. It was about protecting, guiding, and inspiring those who depended on him. Tomorrow, the next trial would come, and Jalen knew he would meet it head-on, with the strength of both his humanity and the alien bond flowing through him. The city slept peacefully under the shimmering light of twin moons, unaware that the human who had stumbled into their world had already begun shaping the future of their species in ways no one could have predicted. The alien city had grown calmer in the weeks after Jalen's bond ritual, but peace was fragile. Jalen woke to alarms ringing across the crystal towers. Outside, dark ships hovered in the sky, moving in formation. They were faster, larger, and more aggressive than anything he had seen before. "They're back," Merrick said, his voice tight with fear. "And they mean business." Jalen's eyes scanned the horizon. "We need to protect the city. Everyone must be safe. Let's move." The aliens had already gathered on the ceremonial platform. Their leaders looked tense, but they trusted Jalen. The bond between him and the society allowed him to sense fear, courage, and hope all at once. It gave him clarity. "Jalen," the lead elder said, "these outsiders will not understand our ways. They may attack to claim our knowledge and the hybrid bloodline. You must lead our defense." Jalen nodded. He felt the weight of responsibility settle firmly on his shoulders. This was no longer about learning their ways. This was about protecting them and possibly the future of the species itself. He ran through a plan in his mind. The aliens were strong, fast, and smart. He had human experience in strategy and improvisation. Combined, they could defend the city. "We will use the terrain, our technology, and your speed to create confusion," he said. "We will make them think they are surrounded while we control the battle from the shadows." The aliens listened carefully, trusting his instincts. Jalen felt the bond tighten as he reached out mentally to them, sharing his focus and determination. They responded, moving in perfect synchrony. The first attack came swiftly. The dark ships fired energy blasts at the city, sending sparks and debris flying. Jalen ran toward the tallest tower, coordinating defenses and guiding citizens to safety. He used human tactics, decoys, flares, and unpredictable movements, combined with alien technology. The attackers struggled to predict their moves. Merrick shouted from the side, "Jalen, they're breaking formation!" "Good," Jalen yelled. "Keep moving! Protect the civilians!" The aliens worked in perfect coordination. Children were safely moved to hidden chambers, while adults set up barriers and traps. Jalen's bond allowed him to sense weak points in the attackers' formation. He guided the defenders, his mind and theirs moving as one. Hours passed like minutes. The attackers tried again and again, but Jalen's strategies and the aliens' natural abilities kept the city intact. The outsiders had never faced a coordinated defense like this, and they began to retreat, realizing that victory was impossible. When the final ship left the sky, the aliens cheered, their voices filling the city with relief and gratitude. Jalen's chest swelled with pride, but he knew the battle had only strengthened the bond between him and the people. The lead elder approached, smiling. "You have done more than defend us. You have proven that our species and yours can work together in harmony. The bond you share with us is no longer symbolic. It is real. You are a protector, a guide, and a father in ways you cannot yet fully understand." Jalen shook his head. "I'm just a human. I've done what I could." The elder placed a hand on his shoulder. "You have done more than any of us could. You have shown courage, wisdom, and heart. These qualities will shape the future of our bloodline." That night, Jalen walked through the city. The streets were peaceful again, lit by the soft glow of the crystalline towers. Families laughed and spoke. Children played without fear. Jalen realized that the bond he shared with these people had made him more than a visitor. He was now a cornerstone of their society. Merrick followed him quietly. "Jalen, I don't know how you did it. You were amazing." Jalen smiled faintly. "It's not me alone. It's the bond. I can feel their needs, their hopes. I can guide them in ways humans normally can't. It's incredible, but it's also a huge responsibility." Merrick nodded slowly. "You really are part of them now." Jalen thought about the children he had saved, the citizens who had looked to him for guidance, and the elders who had trusted his judgment. He realized that his journey was no longer about a single starship or a simple mission. He had become part of something larger, a bridge between species, a father figure in a new and extraordinary bloodline. The alien who had first guided him approached, standing silently beside him. "You have done well," it said, "but remember, your role is ongoing. Challenges will come again. You must remain vigilant, strong, and wise. Our future and your bond with it depends on you." Jalen gazed at the stars above the alien city. He thought of his life before this journey, the quiet days aboard his ship, the simple missions between human colonies. Those days felt distant, almost like a different life. He had crossed the threshold into something extraordinary. "I understand," he said quietly. "I will protect them. I will guide them. And I will ensure that their bloodline continues, no matter what it takes." The alien nodded. "Then you are truly part of us. The children, the elders, the entire species. They are now your family, and you are theirs." For the first time, Jalen felt a deep, unshakable sense of purpose. He was not just surviving, not just exploring, he was shaping the destiny of an entire species. The bond between him and the aliens was stronger than any law, any treaty, any technology. It was a connection built on trust, courage, and shared hope. As he walked through the city, the citizens looked at him with respect and admiration, but also with love and gratitude. He was more than a hero. He was family. And he knew that his life, and the lives of countless others, would never be the same again. The stars above shimmered like silent witnesses to his journey. Jalen understood that the universe was vast, full of unknown dangers and unexpected wonders. But for now, he had found his place. A protector, a guide, and the father of a new, extraordinary bloodline. The city slept peacefully under the alien moons, and Jalen allowed himself a rare moment of quiet reflection. He had faced danger, learned new ways, and earned the trust of an entire species. The future was uncertain, but he was ready. Whatever came next, he would meet it as he had met every challenge before, with courage, with wisdom, and with the bond that now connected him to a species that had once been strangers, but were now family. The alien city was alive with movement and laughter. Children played along the crystal streams, adults worked in harmony, and elders walked gracefully among the buildings, their expressions peaceful. Jalen walked through it all, feeling the weight and wonder of everything he had helped shape. He had arrived as a traveler, a simple pilot, and now he stood at the center of a society that had grown to trust, respect, and love him. The bond that had begun with the ritual months ago had only deepened. Jalen could feel it in every heartbeat of the city, in every thought and emotion of its people. He was connected to their joys and fears, their struggles and triumphs. It was overwhelming at times, but it also gave him clarity and purpose beyond anything he had known in his human life. He walked to the ceremonial platform where he had first been bonded to the alien bloodline. The elders were gathered there, waiting, their eyes soft and welcoming. "You have grown," the lead elder said, his voice calm and warm. "Your presence has strengthened our people. Our children thrive, our society prospers, and our bloodline is safe. You have done more than we ever could have hoped." Jalen nodded, humbled. "I didn't do this alone. I could feel your people, your hopes, your fears. That connection guided me. It helped me protect you, help you, and lead you." The elder smiled. "That is the nature of the bond. It is not just about protection, it is about guidance, unity, and shared purpose. You are no longer an outsider. You are part of our future, and through that, part of our past as well." Jalen looked around. He saw young hybrids, children born from the rare blending of human and alien traits. Their movements were elegant, their eyes bright with intelligence. They played, learned, and grew under the watchful care of their people and under his guidance. He realized that he was shaping a new legacy, one that would last generations. Merrick, still a little in awe, walked beside him. "I never imagined it would come to this," he said softly. You're a father to them all." Jalen smiled faintly, a mixture of pride and responsibility weighing on him. Not just a father, a guardian, a teacher, a protector. "I didn't choose this life, but now I can't imagine it any other way." The alien who had guided him from the beginning stepped forward. "There will be challenges ahead," it said. "Other worlds, other species. They may not understand what we have achieved here, but you have proven that humans can work with us in ways no one expected. You are a bridge, a symbol of unity and hope." Jalen felt the truth of that in his heart. He had spent his life traveling the stars, exploring unknown systems, fixing problems, and delivering supplies. Those skills had prepared him in ways he never thought possible. He had faced danger, survived, and learned from the universe itself. And now, all of it had led him here, to a role far greater than any mission he had ever accepted. He walked through the city, observing the community he had helped protect. The humans who had arrived with him, though few, were now part of this world too, learning the alien ways, contributing to the harmony. Even Merrick had found his own place, guiding the young and learning alongside the hybrids. As the sun began to set, casting golden light across the crystalline towers, Jalen climbed to the highest point of the ceremonial platform. From there, he could see the entire city, the forests beyond, and the mountains that framed the horizon. The twin moons were rising, reflecting in the pools of water below. He took a deep breath and felt the bond pulse through him. He could feel the heartbeat of the city, the rhythm of the people, the promise of the hybrids growing strong. He realized that he was no longer just a human traveler, he was part of something eternal. "Jalen," the lead elder said softly, joining him at the edge of the platform, "look at what you have helped create. This is not just survival. This is growth, hope, and future. Your species, through you, has become a part of our legacy. Our bloodline will continue, stronger than ever, because of your courage, wisdom, and heart." Jalen smiled, a rare, quiet smile. "I never thought a single Starship journey could lead to this. I never imagined that I could be part of something so vast and beautiful." The elder nodded. "That is the way of the universe. It takes ordinary choices, ordinary steps, and turns them into extraordinary consequences. You stepped forward when your presence was needed. You are now the father of a new era." As night fell, the city glowed softly beneath the moons. Children slept peacefully, adults rested knowing the city was safe, and the elders shared quiet, stories of the past and dreams for the future. Jalen stood there feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. He knew that challenges would continue to come, other travelers, other species, and the unpredictable universe. But he was ready, because he was not alone. He had the bond, the trust, and the love of an entire species. He had become a part of something far bigger than himself. And through that connection, he would watch, guide, and protect the alien bloodline he had helped create. For the first time in his life, Jalen understood what it truly meant to leave a legacy. Not through conquest, not through fame, but through courage, understanding, and unity. He had become more than a human traveler. He had become the father of an entire species' future, a living bridge between worlds. And as he looked up at the stars, he knew that the story of humanity and this alien species had only just begun. Together, they would reach further than anyone had ever imagined, forging a future where hope, courage, and unity could shine across the galaxy. The city slept peacefully, the hybrid bloodline growing stronger with every heartbeat, every step, and every life Jalen touched. And in that quiet, glowing night, Jalen finally felt completely at home, not just on this alien world, but in the universe itself.